Library Time. This is our last Library Time of the year 2020, and I'm so excited. We've got a really great guest for our special holiday edition. But before then, since we're not going to go over the new books, I'm in a different location. I'm just in the rotunda here where we film our messy time online. And I'm so excited to read this special book to you. 'Twas the Night Before Hanukkah by Amy Wummer. And it's a nice book about Hanukkah. So if you don't know anything about Hanukkah, you're going to learn something. And if you do know about Hanukkah, forgive me if I mispronounce some of these words, because I'm not the best at it. Okay, and it is published by Grosset and Dunlop, an imprint of Penguin Books. So 'twas the night before Hanukkah. 'Twas the night before Hanukkah, 8 days of Hanukkah. Families were prepping from New York to Santa Monica. The children soon nestled all snug in their beds while visions of chocolate gelt danced in their heads. That evening, the family gathered around. The festival of lights began right after sundown. Our menorah was set out by the window with care. It's an heirloom passed down from our great-grandma Claire. Dad put on his yarmulke and pinned it down on his hair. Then Mom lit the shamash candle after saying first prayer. The flames, how they flickered, our faces cast in light. We sang Rock of Ages while the candles burned bright. We opened up our presents. Oh wow, earrings for me, and a building set for my brother who's 3. The next night we played dreidel, that's the top that you spin, with 4 Hebrew letters, Nun, Hey, Gimel, and Shin. We tossed a coin made of chocolate called gelt, and I snuck one and ate it before it could melt. It was my turn to go. If it lands on Gimel, I win, but Shin turned up, so I put another coin in. Our dad won that game when all our coins ran out, but we divided up his winnings. Sharing is what it's all about. On the 3rd night of Hanukkah, after the candles were aflame, Dad read the story of the Jewish heroes. Maccabee was their name. Let's take back our temple, the Maccabees led with a shout. The Jewish people fought and won, and they kicked the enemy out. They cleaned their holy temple and prepared the kindle to light, but the lamp had so little oil it could only burn for 1 night. So they prayed for divine help, and it came indeed. The lamp stayed lit for 8 days. God had met their need. Before their wondering eyes, a miracle took place, the glory of Hanukkah for all Jews to embrace. The 4th night we ate latkes, deep-fried potato pancakes. On the 5th night we ate jelly donuts, the one my Uncle Dan makes. On the 6th night we visited cousins. It's a family tradition. The aunts made gravy and brisket, and yummy smells filled the kitchen. On the 7th night, to share our happy Hanukkah mood, we brought presents for others and lots of holiday food. On the 8th night and the last night, my mom had bad news to report. I don't know what's happened. We're 1 candle short. Don't worry, I said as I pulled out the candle drawer. We can use this one, I cried, a birthday cake candle. And it's the number 8. Mom placed it in the menorah, then lit them all from left to right. Dad reminded us that like our faith, they burned bright. At last, the candles burned like they had for 8 nights. We wished happy Hanukkah to all, the festival of lights. The end. Wasn't that a nice story? So, because it's our special holiday edition, our guest this week, he's a returning guest, and we're so happy to have him back, is Santa Claus. It's so exciting. So he's got a lovely Christmas story for you guys, so stay tuned for that, and we're so thankful that he could take the time out of his very busy schedule to do that for us. So, thank you all for watching Library Time, and look out for our special guest.
Hello, boys and girls. Santa would like to take...
So sorry. And now.
Hello, boys and girls. Santa would like to take a few minutes from his very busy schedule at this time of year to share one of my favorite stories. This is called The Longest Christmas List Ever. It was written by Gregg and Evan Spiridellis. On Christmas morning, not so long ago, in a house on a hill, all covered in snow, Asleep in his bed was a little boy, Trevor, who dreamed it would be the best Christmas ever. His parents were snoring at 5:45 when Trevor crashed into their bed with a dive. Wake up, you gotta come see all of the presents stacked under the tree. He ran out of the bedroom and bounced down the stairs. There wasn't a doubt that St. Nick had been there. A scooter, a game box, 2 trucks that collide. He tore open gifts and he tossed them aside. Then it suddenly hit him, the one thing he'd missed. A fluffy brown puppy was not on my list. Trevor knew what to do, and he didn't postpone it. I'll start next year's Christmas list this very moment. He snatched up a notepad, a pen, and a seat, and started his list at the top of the sheet. At first he thought small, like lizards and trolls, but quickly his list spiraled out of control. A remote-controlled plane with a camera inside, an invisible robot that's easy to hide. Binocular glasses with night vision mode, a rip-roaring go-kart to tear down the road. Suction cup shoes to walk on the ceiling. A nuclear jetpack. Now that sounds appealing. Trevor kept writing day in and day out. His pads filled up boxes, now scattered about. They spilled out of his room and into the hall that snaked down the stairway and climbed up the wall. By spring, Trevor had stretched 500 feet. By summer, it made its way onto Main Street. By fall, it was 2 blocks beyond the bookstore. By winter, it reached the post office door. Trevor stepped up to the counter inside. I must mail my list, he said with great pride, but the mailman let out a hoot and a holler. To send this whole list would cost $6 trillion. Trevor then emptied his little coin box, a nickel, 2 dimes, and 3 dirty rocks. One bit of advice: if you've got just a quarter, go back to your list and make it much shorter. Trevor was stricken with panic and fear. There wasn't much time. Santa's deadline was near. He worked day and night without breaks to eat to try and squeeze everything onto one sheet. But time, it was short, and his letter tremendous. He missed Santa's deadline and felt pain horrendous. That Christmas Eve, Trevor lay in bed joyless. He knew in the morning that he would be toyless. What was I thinking? Where was my head? I asked for too much, and I'll get nothing instead. In the morning, he trudged down the stairs without glee, certain there'd be nothing under the tree. But Mom and Dad must have sent Santa a letter, 'cause a puppy appeared and pounced little Trevor. They rolled on the floor, took turns giving chase. Trevor squealed in delight at the licks on his face. His prior mistake was now perfectly clear. It takes love, not toys, to bring Christmas cheer. So there you have it. There it is, the longest Christmas list ever with Trevor. And if you'd like to have this book at home, boys and girls, just make a visit to my friends at the Georgina Public Library.